Alhamdulillah, it's a good reminder for myself that this turuq and the way of haqqaiq is different than the masjid. Allah has a different specialty for every location. The zawiyas and the turuqs and Ahlul Haqqaiq, their majlis and masjid, but their teachings are for tarbiyah, that how to discipline the lower self, the bad characteristics, and how to rise to the occasion in which Allah wants for the soul. So learn your fiqh, and after you finish that come now to learn the haqqaiq and dhawq, the way of taste and realities. Means that we really have to be from the people of tafakkur and contemplation, that all your life of praying and fasting and giving and doing all the pillars of Islam may never open a reality that Allah want to open through good character. What one action can open for a believer from Allah. And one such example through Holy Qur'an is Nabi Musa with his people. The Nabi Musa was sent to save his people from the oppression of the material world, the pharaonic empire which till today exists upon this earth. This is the abode of shaitan. Means that our purpose in life is to come from the heavens, come down to earth and battle the shaitan within ourselves, the bad desires, and to return back to Allah. Prophet was sent to give the believer a chance against the satanic way. The reality of Prophet is a tremendous support from Divinely Presence. Then everything is how to rise above to the satisfaction of Rahman. So Nabi Musa is teaching his people that we have a promised land and we have to reach to that promised land, and that we have to give up our desires, give up our bad characteristics. So then they come and they teach, because you read Holy Qur'an but you don't understand the back or the story of it. That Nabi Musa was dealing with Pharaoh for 40 years. It was not 1 week or 1 day, but for 40 years doing da'wah to Pharaoh. Why? From the great Prophets of Allah he could have flipped it in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year. They could have flipped the whole situation, move Pharaoh out of the way and take his people and go. Allah's might and support. But the people were not submitting, and the hubb ad-dunya and the love of dunya was so strong that they were not releasing the love of dunya. And every time that Nabi Musa talked to Pharaoh, as soon as he would get angry and leave, Pharaoh would torture his people. So much so that the people were begging Nabi Musa, stop dealing with him. The more you trying to do da'wah, the more he's killing our people, our men and boys. Means that the condition of the people didn't change and Allah provided no opening. So until the condition of a people change, there is no opening. So it means that their prayers, their fasting, their whatever their ibadah wasn't enough to change the situation of their belief. And importance because people think that it's their ibadah, their worshipness that will open all the doors. And what they want to come and they take the subtlety of Qur'an, that what was the value of their worshipping because they were not gaining access to Iman. Because you see in Holy Qur'an they question, what type of cow, what colour cow, what's the hue of the cow, is it a male cow, is it a female cow, to show us just a short summary. That they accompanied a Prophet of Allah and all they did was exhibit bad characteristics and doubt and questions and doubt, shak. How that would take your Islam to Iman? How would it take from their religious practice to the maqam of Iman? It didn't open. Had the maqam of Iman opened, Allah would have opened the promised land and they would have ran.
Have you started planning for the cost of post-secondary education? We will help you open a plan and access thousands of dollars in government grants. Give your child a head start with a CET plan. Did you know that it may be possible to start an RESP and not contribute any of your own money? Call today and receive 25 Air Miles reward miles when you book a consultation.
Naz Window Blinds offers high-quality custom window coverings for both residential and commercial projects. We offer a stunning range of colors and design options. We also provide an on-site measurement and style consultation so that you can be sure you're getting the very best option for your windows. Let us enrich the look, feel, and value of your space with custom window coverings. Call Naz Blinds today.
Nabi Musa begged Allah so much that after 40 years they were given permission and they ran with all of their property. They ran with all their gold, and as a result of all their property they couldn't move fast. And Allah has to resolve the situation through difficulty. Because the difficulty was, then He took them to the land, called Nabi Musa to Himself, I'll deal with these people. Inspired within them to collect all their gold, build a cow and think that they're worshipping it. When Nabi Musa came back, he then said, that's it, your punishment from Allah. If you're not going to believe with your body, then the body has to go, and in the ground will resolve the issue of bad character and bad belief and bad understanding. Means then accompanying Nabi Musa nothing changing. But where adab, where Allah shows that manners, how much manners count, is that when he's in the presence of Pharaoh. And he describes to Pharaoh that, I'm going to teach your magicians a lesson. That you bring all your magicians and I'm going to bring my miracle from Allah and we're going to resolve this once and for all. How evil and wicked these magicians must have been. They're for the Pharaonic empire. And when all their magicians arrived, they asked Nabi Musa, you throw or we throw? This is a ihtiram, this is a respect for a Prophet of Allah. They could have come and they could have mocked and ridiculed and made all sorts of insults, which in normal society you see all the time. They come and they want to say every type of horrible word. But Allah is stressing for us to understand that these horrible people, when they came before the Prophet of Allah, they asked Nabi Musa, you throw or we throw. Just a simple act of respect. That act of respect opened every reality in those magicians, because as soon as they threw their magic out and Nabi Musa threw his staff, immediately the veil of their heart was lifted. When they saw that the power that Nabi Musa is exhibiting, they said that this is from Allah, and they took their shahada at that moment. Means that is a tremendous level of faith. That's not something that his own people accomplished. That they saw the miracle, that they witnessed with humility, their power was nothing compared to that power, and immediately they went into sajda and they said, we believe that La ilaha illallah Musa Rasulullah. Means they immediately reached maqam al-iman. Then Allah even goes further and Pharaoh complains that, who gave you permission to believe? Means the Pharaonic world is based on Pharaoh thinking he give you permission to believe. How many people fear about their Islam, fear about wearing their sunnah, fear about wearing their beard, fear about anything, when everything Allah is saying, every power is in my hands. Your punishment and your freedom is in my hands. Nothing comes to you that I haven't written for you. Nothing will be taken away from you that I don't write it to be taken away from you. Means the high level of yaqeen. And these magicians, they say, we don't care what you're going to do to us. Who has that belief right now? If somebody come and tell you, I'm going to beat you, take your turban off. You say right away, yes sir, okay, no problem, here's my turban. What level of yaqeen Allah gave to those magicians. But when you read fast, it just seems like an instant it just came and went. No, but the Qur'an is something for tafakkur and to contemplate. That based on good character Allah opens something. When Allah opened their heart, they immediately witnessed, this is a miracle of God. A God they didn't believe in, immediately belief came into their being, and such a certainty of belief that they confronted Pharaoh that, you rip us to pieces, we are not changing our belief. And Pharaoh ripped them to pieces and they didn't change their belief, they didn't denounce their belief. Means all of that from what? From their praying, they had no prayers. From their fasting, they had no fasting. They were indulging in magic and every sin that you can imagine. Is this what Allah wants for us to understand, Prophet wants for us to understand? Only Allah come into our life. That good character opens everything.
Hi, did you know that your child may be eligible to receive up to $10,000 in government grants to pay for his or her post-secondary education? My name is Sikandar Hayat. I am here to help you. Call today for a free consultation.
Knowledge, quality, integrity. STAR cares about your best interests and have a wealth of experience to match. We've been in the business 30 years and are here to lead you every step of the way. Whether it's building the custom home of your dreams, doing gorgeous home renovations, building a laneway home, or revamping your commercial space. The STAR process works. Just ask our hundreds of satisfied customers.
We have several properties, and the best thing about STAR for Life Services is that the work is done in a very timely manner and we're always very pleased with the result.
STAR, let's make your dreams happen. Call us now to book your free consultation.
if your whole life is the arrogance of your actions and thinking your actions are so great, where they come and they teach us, negate your action, do everything for the love of Allah. You pray for the love of Allah. Think of it with no importance. Think of yourself to have nothing in your account. You fast for the love of Allah. I have nothing in my account. If you have nothing in your account, you are constantly seeking Allah's rahmah and mercy. Be kind to everyone, because you don't know what kindness with that one Allah is going to open. What barakah and blessing Allah is going to open. That is the daleel from Holy Qur'an. Everything of Islam is based on good manners. Imam al-Ghazali that reached the height of his ulum but not yet reached that level of certainty that he wanted. And as a result he began to have doubt that, Ya Rabbi, everything I'm doing I'm not reaching that yaqeen, I'm not reaching that certainty. And it was Milad al-Nabi. And on that Milad al-Nabi everything is in the celebration of Prophet. And as he was writing, they say that a fly came to that inkwell and he said that, I am a creation of Allah and you are a creation of Allah. For the sake of Prophet I'll put my pen down and you drink. You take your fill of what you want, Allah sending you for your rizq to be next to me, exhibiting what? Humility. No, I'm the best of scholars, I'm most powerful, most big one, most big titles all over my name, I have everything memorized. He's saying, I'm a creation like your creation. He gave ihtiram to a fly and put his pen down and waited for sake of Milad al-Nabi. The fly took its share and left. He says, from that one action what Allah rewarded of my heart I could never describe. That what Allah opened within my heart. How many stories of these saintly and pious souls on how they reached Allah's satisfaction was with good character, good manners, to be of service to Allah's creation. That Islam was supposed to be supporting that. That Islam wasn't a means in which to become arrogant. You were supposed to be praying so that you had even better character, more thankfulness to Allah. But when that becomes your focus and that becomes your pride, enters in shaitan, become arrogant, you are praying like you're special. Become arrogant that you're fasting like you're special. That was not the means. The goal was to reach Allah's satisfaction, or the ibadah was meant to bring down the bad characteristics. Because when you pray you break down your wild horse to be tamed, not to be proud of the horse. Means you fast to really break down that wild donkey, not to be proud of the fasting. You give to break down the donkey, not to be proud of what you've done and what you've supported. All of those characteristics were to be brought down so that the goal was to reach Allah's satisfaction. One last story of a big awliya, big wali, wanting to reach from his homeland and walk for his hajj. And his walking distances, they would walk a year so that they arrived at the time of hajj. Many passed away on that walk. It wasn't like now you take a jumbo jet first class and air conditioned cars. They were walking because every step was an ibadah for them. He walking and conversing and tafakkur and contemplation. He reaches a place in which there's a well, he has thirst. He goes to the well, he drinks water and then he looks back and there's a dog. And for us the dog is something najas. You use it for working, you don't make it your best friend like here. He looks at the dog, he just quenched his thirst, he's going to meet with Allah. He has a meeting for hajj to meet his Lord and to do his pilgrimage. The dog is looking at him thirsty. He immediately put down the bucket, pulled the water and gave to the dog's relief. Give as much as the dog wanted until the dog was happy. He says, by that single action of what I did, what Allah opened in my heart didn't open in all my walk towards that. At that time Allah came to me, Ya Abdi, now you come into my presence, means your Hajj will be accepted because of good action, good deeds. How many people now would have kicked an animal, hurt an animal, done all sorts of things that they think it doesn't matter? You don't know what matters to Allah. All of your amal, it should have been supporting the character, not be the pride of who you are, but it should have been the vehicle in which humbles and grinds you and brings you to be down as nothing in front of Allah. We pray that Allah open more and more understanding. Our path is a way of humility, our path is a way of good character, and continuously striving to take away the bad and exhibit the good. InshaAllah. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa bi siri Surat al-Fatiha.
Have you started planning for the cost of post-secondary education? We will help you open a plan and access thousands of dollars in government grants. Give your child a head start with a CET plan. Did you know that it may be possible to start an RESP and not contribute any of your own money? Call today and receive 25 Air Miles reward miles when you book a consultation.
محمد يا حبيبي سيدي يا سيدي محمد يا حبيبي سيدي يا سيدي محمد يا حبيبي أنا طالب بركة جنابه من آثار وأحبابه طالب بركة جنابه من آثار وأحبابه يشهدني فعل أصحابه يشهدني فعل أصحابه التمسوا بركة من نبينا سيدي يا سيدي محمد يا حبيبي سيدي يا سيدي محمد يا حبيبي حبك بقلبي يا راسي شرفي وعزي ونبراسي حبك بقلبي يا راسي شرفي وعزي ونبراسي رافعنا عليك على راسي رافعنا عليك على راسي والله فيه تباهينا سيدي يا سيدي